In God's kingdom, there's a higher economic system. Let's remember the lessons from Joseph's story. Welcome to this trusting God with your future wealth, even if your today seems lacking. We'll be discussing the topic of God's higher economic system and the lessons we can learn from the story of Joseph. Many of us struggle with financial challenges and often wonder why we go through difficult times. However, God has a different way of operating, and we will explore that in this video. Let's start with the story of Joseph. Joseph was a young man who was faced with many challenges in his life. He was sold as a slave, falsely accused of a crime, and thrown into prison, all due to jealousy. But even in these difficult times, Joseph remained faithful to God, and eventually he was rewarded for his faithfulness. One lesson we can learn from Joseph's story is that God's ways are not our ways. The economic system of the world often relies on power, wealth, and influence. But in God's kingdom, the values are different. God values faithfulness, honesty, and integrity, and He rewards those who exhibit these qualities. Another lesson we can learn from Joseph's story is that sometimes we need to go through difficult times to reap blessings and rewards. Joseph's time in prison was not wasted. In fact, it was during this time that he developed the skills that would later make him a great leader. He interpreted dreams for his fellow prisoners and eventually interpreted Pharaoh's dreams, which led to his release from prison and his rise to power in Egypt. So if you're going through a difficult financial situation right now, take heart. God has a higher economic system that operates according to different values. Instead of relying on your own power, wealth, or influence, trust in God's provision and remain faithful to Him. Just like Joseph, your difficult times may be the very thing that prepares you for the blessings and rewards that God has in store for you. We hope this video has been helpful in understanding God's higher economic system and the lessons we can learn from Joseph's story. Remember, in God's kingdom, the values are different. And sometimes we need to go through difficult times to reap rewards and blessings. So remain faithful to God. Trust in His provision and know that He has a plan for your financial future. Please study and meditate on this verse until you believe it. In Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Amen.
Blessings to everyone. Thanks for watching.